Stop giving AI a promotion it hasn't earned yet. Let me paint you a picture. A room full of executives, expensive suits, expensive chairs, and someone at the front of the room saying with absolute confidence that AI is going to replace half their workforce by next year. And everyone nods. Nobody asks a single question because asking questions might make you look like you don't get it. Here's the thing, they don't get it, and neither does the AI. AI is extraordinary. I want to be clear about that. It can summarize a 50-page report in 30 seconds. It can write code, draft emails, generate images, and hold a conversation that feels eerily human. It is genuinely remarkable. But you know what else is remarkable? A golden retriever that can open a fridge. That doesn't mean you put it in charge of your supply chain. We are confusing impressive with ready. Those are not the same thing. The difference between a capability demo and production-ready performance is enormous. AI shines in controlled, low-stakes environments. The real world, your world, is neither. So let's talk about the jobs thing. Because yes, AI is taking jobs. That part is true. But here's what's also true. The jobs being displaced right now are repetitive, rules-based, high-volume, low-variation tasks. Data entry, basic image tagging, simple document sorting, cookie-cutter content at scale. If your entire value as a professional fits neatly into a 3-line prompt, we need to have a different conversation. AI is not replacing your best people. It's replacing the work nobody wanted to do anyway. The jobs most at risk share 3 traits: high repetition, low judgment, and clear rules. Jobs requiring nuance, relationship, context, and accountability. AI is nowhere near ready for those, and leaders who pretend otherwise are either uninformed or afraid to say they don't know. Let me give you a taste of what AI still can't reliably do. It cannot read a room. It cannot navigate organizational politics. It cannot tell you when your CFO is lying to your face. It cannot build trust with a client who's about to walk. It cannot lead a team through genuine uncertainty. And it absolutely cannot be held accountable when things go wrong because it has no skin in the game. AI has no instincts, no career on the line, no reputation to protect. AI will confidently give you the wrong answer, and it will do it with impeccable grammar. AI hallucinations, confidently stated falsehoods, are not a bug. They're working out. They are a structural feature of how large language models work. If your people can't fact check the output, you are not augmenting your team. You are flying blind with extra steps. Here's a question nobody in that expensive boardroom is asking. Who benefits from you believing AI can do everything right now? The companies selling AI platforms, the consultants charging you to implement AI transformation, the conference speakers with books to sell. They need you to believe the revolution is happening at full speed because urgency sells, panic sells, FOMO sells. Measured, informed skepticism, that doesn't sell anything, but it might actually save your organization. Every major technology wave, the internet, mobile, cloud, came with apocalyptic predictions and gold rush energy. The leaders who thrived were not the ones who moved fastest. They were the ones who moved smartest. AI is no different. So what does smart look like right now? It looks like investing in AI literacy before AI tools, teaching your people how to think critically about AI output before expecting them to use it responsibly. It looks like asking, where does AI make my best people better? Not how do I replace people with AI? It looks like building a culture where someone can say, I think the AI got this wrong, without being laughed out of the room. The goal is not to go all in on AI. The goal is to stay ahead of the people who do, without thinking. The most dangerous AI strategy is adoption without judgment. The second most dangerous is avoidance out of fear. The winning move is intentional integration, knowing what AI does well, knowing where it fails, and building human oversight into every workflow where it matters. The reason AI feels so threatening isn't because it's so capable. It's because we've spent years building organizations that run on process over judgment, on compliance over critical thinking, on doing things the way they've always been done. And AI exposed that fast. If a language model can do your job, the problem was not AI. The problem was the job. AI didn't create the skills gap in your organization. It just made it impossible to ignore. So here's your Monday morning challenge. Stop asking, how do we implement AI? And start asking, do our people have the judgment to use it well? Stop celebrating AI demos and start stress testing AI output in real conditions. Stop letting vendors define your AI strategy and start building one grounded in your actual business needs. AI is not coming for your best people. It's coming for your bad habits. And honestly, good riddance. The future doesn't belong to the organizations with the most AI. It belongs to the ones with the most clarity about when and when not to use it. That's the edge. And right now, almost nobody has it. If someone in your organization needs to hear this, send it to them, especially if they're the one buying AI tools without a strategy. Remember to hit the subscribe button, because we're not here to chase the hype. We're here to cut through it. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next one.